I had only 18 minutes that morning. 18 minutes that carried on their back 3 years of sleepless nights and exhaustion. I was running through the streets of New Haven carrying my tattered nursing textbook between my hands, breathing in the cold air that slapped my face, as if trying to wake me from my fear. The final exam started at 7 sharp, and if I was even a minute late, my scholarship and the future I had struggled to build would vanish. At the corner of Magnolia Street, I saw her, a woman in her 50s, wearing an elegant coat soaked with blood, a gaping wound on her neck, glowing under the dim light. People passed by as if she didn't exist. I didn't think. I dropped to my knees and my hands began to work on their own. Pressure, stabilization, calmness. I whispered to her, "Ma'am, don't close your eyes." Within minutes, the ambulance arrived. The paramedics said I saved her life, but I was already late. I ran with every last breath I had, and when I reached the exam hall, it was closed. Dean Rebecca Lawson looked at me with deadly coldness and said words that shattered my world. "You were absent. No exceptions." And that evening, the messages came. The scholarship was canceled, the dorm fees were due, a disciplinary meeting, and a future slipping away before me. I went into the dorm bathroom crying silently on the cold tiles until Grace Miller, the cleaner who had worked in the building for 30 years, came in, saw me collapsed, sat beside me, and said, "Honey, you did the right thing. Those who need help don't have time for rules." Her words were the first thing that made me breathe again, and shortly after midnight there was a light knock on the door. I opened it, keeping the chain locked. There stood a man in his mid-30s, his features tired yet calm. He said, "You are Lily Harper, yes?" "I am. I'm Sam Whitman, son of the woman you saved tonight." Then he added in a low voice, "If you had been a minute later, she would have died." He handed me a thick file containing complaints of students wronged by the dean and said, "Tomorrow, I will be with you at the hearing. You won't be alone." The next day, I entered the committee and my heart was pounding. The dean spoke about rules and absences as if delivering a sermon. I tried to respond, but the door opened. Sam entered with his lawyer and Mrs. Eleanor Whitman herself, walking with difficulty but insisting on witnessing. She said, "This student saved my life." The evidence was placed on the table, emails, testimonies, files, proving the dean's injustice. She could not resist. She left the room, and with her went years of oppression. My scholarship was reinstated, they apologized formally, and allowed me to retake the exam. I sat in the seat from which I had been expelled a week ago and completed the exam, emerging as the top of the class. My story spread in the newspapers. Nursing student restores her future after saving a life. The university restructured the scholarship program. Many students regained their rights, and my life began to change. And as I grew anew, Sam approached my life step by step, not as the son of the woman I had saved, but as a man who saw inside me something no one had seen. We worked together on a large training project, teaching people first aid, and his presence around me turned from support into a warmth that was hard to ignore. And on the anniversary of the incident, Whitman Health announced the Lily Harper Scholarship to support needy nursing students. I gave a short speech about my late mother and the courage born from my fear. After the ceremony, Sam approached me and said, "You changed my world, Lily." I told him, "And you reminded me that courage needs someone to believe in it." Over the days, our bond grew until the evening that changed my life. We were sitting under a jasmine tree near the training center, the sky clear and the scent of spring filling the air. Sam looked at me for a long moment, then said in a low voice, as if afraid the words would slip away, "Lily, your presence in my life is no coincidence. You saved my mother, and then you saved something inside me too. Will you be my wife?" I felt warmth rise in my chest and tears gather in my eyes. I said, "Yes, Sam, yes." 3 months later, we stood under the lights of a small hall decorated with white flowers, our families and friends around us, Eleanor Whitman quietly crying as she watched the ceremony. Our marriage was announced. Sam raised my hand in his as if we had been waiting for this moment forever. We left the hall laughing, the sky above us clear in a strange way, as if blessing our path. From that moment on, I no longer ran after life as I always had. I had finally reached a home that resembled my heart, and a man who saw my strength and my weakness and loved them both. And a future I no longer feared.